Hi, I'm Dawn, and this is Have That Talk. Can we have a quick chat? When was the last time you heard that question? And how good was the news when you went into that conversation? Let's have a quick chat is one of the most common threat triggers in the workplace. But why? Let's break it down. The reason why it's so commonplace is because people think it's so much easier to introduce the topic in this way. You think, I'm being considerate, but actually, you're only being considerate to yourself. You haven't yet figured out how to deliver the message. You're not ready. You think, I don't want to cause any unnecessary alarm. But actually, with that question, you did. You think, it's a neutral question. But actually, it's not. It sparks a threat response in the listener. What's happening is that one of our deepest psychological needs in the workplace, our need for certainty, is under threat. We need to know what's coming next. Is it positive? Is it negative? Or is it just an informational session? Without that reassurance, our threat system does what it does best. It puts us on high alert, hyper-vigilance for any danger that might be coming our way. And what we do is prepare ourselves for the worst. We worry, we have sleepless nights, we think of excuses, set up our own defense strategy. And the more time passes between the question and the actual conversation, the more time we have to visualize the worst. And by the time that conversation starts, we are braced for a battle. Before it's even begun, for a fight that may never come. However, this threat response isn't universal. It does also depend on the relationship between the person asking that question and the person on the receiving end. If you've got a good working relationship, you work closely together, you collaborate, you meet on a regular basis, asking for a chat is just a normal part of your communication with one another. But if the relationship is more distant, if there's more tension between you, then that question will land differently. So reflecting on the quality of your working relationship before you make contact will actually tell you a lot about what you need to do to prepare for this conversation. So if asking, can we have a chat, is not the best way, what other options are there? Let me offer you three. The first option is just make it about work. Jump in there with what you want to talk about and when. Tell it as it is. No frills. It removes the uncertainty, and the other person also has a chance to prepare because they know what it's going to be about. An example? I'd like to catch up with you on how the project handover went. Can we have 30 minutes later this week? The second option is to make it about feedback. The topic of the conversation is clear, and you signal that there's some feedback that you have. Again, it's about removing the uncertainty. The person knows, oh, okay, it's about that. It's about feedback. Uncertainty levels go down. For example, I'd like to give you some feedback about your presentation this morning. Are you free on Thursday? The third option is about the working relationship. Now, this is the trickiest one because it could get personal. Maybe you're seeking clarification about something that happened, or you're seeking to restore the working relationship because there's some tension that you felt. In this case, a more personal approach is appropriate. For instance, I've been holding back about a few things I've noticed between us, and I'd like to talk to you about it. Are you free for lunch tomorrow? The thing to remember is that the real conversation doesn't start when you're both in the room. It starts in the days and hours beforehand when you send that message and it lands in that person's inbox. By keeping this in mind, what you're doing is leveling the ground so that both you and the other person can prepare appropriately to have that talk. Okay? I'll see you next time.